As usual, mic issues. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Turn on your mic. It was turned on. I swear it was turned on. Okay, I think it should be better now. Or at least I hope so. No voice. Hi, Sarah. No voice, no voice, no sound. No voice. Always. That's my no voice. Okay. Yes, good. Yes, yes. Okay. Thanks for confirming. Well, I'll start all over again. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the weekend and ready for the week ahead. We have a couple of things to do to discuss today. It's been a while, almost exactly a week. The reason for that is Bitcoin has been pretty boring. It's summer. I know a lot of you are on holidays, enjoying the summer, and Bitcoin hasn't really moved much, neither the altcoins. So we are still in the same place for like around 5 weeks now. No movements. And as you can see on the chart, another week, another weekly candle is going to close almost around or at the 200 weekly moving average. We've had now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks around the 200 week moving average, especially the past 5 weeks have closed almost like 4 to 5% price range from each other. Nothing much moving, and this is pretty rare for Bitcoin. Um, to hover like this around the 200 week moving average, which is telling me one thing that will lead to a very big move one side very soon once the sideways action comes to an end. And I know market has been very frustrating because we're not seeing a massive collapse, and we're not seeing, huge panic candles. At the same time, we're not seeing any kind of recovery. We're just stuck in the middle and nobody really knows what comes next. Yes, voice is clear. It's clear. Cool. And by the way, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments as we go, and I'll pick them up, and we're gonna uh, discuss as I'm talking, as we are discussing the charts. We are going to answer the questions in the comments as well. Cool. So as I said, market being frustrating. Bitcoin is trying to now establish itself to reclaim the 63K level or above it on the weekly. And it is really failing to do that convincingly, in a convincing way. As you can see, the first 3 weeks, it really tried to push, then the momentum faded, and now this week we are even. It's looking like we're going to close below the 200-week moving average, which is going to be quite dangerous as well. And this is concerning me because when an asset wants to go higher, you generally want to see it reclaim a level and stays there, right? You want continuation. You want buyers to keep stepping in, buying the dips. You want resistance turning into support. You want to see, this 200-week moving average holding very strong and each candle closing above it. Right now we are not really seeing that. Bitcoin has just been hovering around the 63K area for 8 weeks, and the market has been essentially stuck here. So, as of this weekend, we are still here. And as I said, looks like we still have a couple of hours, but it's looking like we're going to close below the 200-week moving average. And that's very important because um, now we could really go both sides from here, and I can see that the momentum is starting to fade. As I said, the first 3 4 candles here, they looked like, okay, maybe we have a chance to reclaim higher levels, but we reached that resistance which we talked about in previous live streams, the 66 67K zone, which turned into resistance over here, and then the momentum faded. People started giving up on, on that to reclaim higher level. And there is one issue here that I want to talk about: the leveraged positions. When Bitcoin is moving around these levels, we have a lot of leverage that can actually amplify every single move. A relatively small move can move the market much lower. Once we have a small move, let's say to the downside, then all the leverage longs will start getting liquidated, and it will push the market a lot lower. We've already seen that happening, and I'm sure we're going to see that again. So when longs are being flushed out while traders are continuously, trying to buy the dip, that tells us a lot, that there is a lot of still bullish positioning in the market. And this doesn't mean that we're automatically bullish. Why? Because sometimes the market needs to punish the bulls, all the bullish people who are buying actually, before we can actually move higher. All these bulls who are buying with leverage every single dip, they need to be they need to get out of the market first. So it's very important. We want to see the leverage positions being cleared first. And if you look at this here, you can see that there are more long traders than short, almost twice. The ratio is 2. So this is telling us that a lot of people are right now betting on Bitcoin going higher with a lot of leverage, which sometimes is telling me, okay, the market will go down just to get those out of the way. This is how market works. It wants to punish everyone before it actually moves to the next level. And this is what I think is going to happen very soon. I'm going to talk about my target for Bitcoin. You already know that from previous live streams, this point D over here, but I'll come back to it in a second. The main thing that I want to talk about today is the altcoins, because I know a lot of you are also interested in altcoins, not just purely Bitcoin. Hi, Sarah. What you were saying on Bitcoin bottom? it's already done, or it can go lower. This is what I'm going to talk about next. Hey Nada, welcome. You already know my favorite altcoins, right? I've talked about in the past. I've talked about them in the past. You already know that. I will go through an extended list of altcoins today. Not an extended one, but around 10 altcoins, which I'm very interested in. And we'll talk about which ones are actually cheap now, which ones are still expensive, when I'm going to buy, how I'm going to buy. Because I see a lot of people, when they see an altcoin down 50%, 60% from the all time high, they immediately think, oh, it's cheap, I can buy it. But if an altcoin is down, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's cheap. What matters is how this altcoin performs relative to Bitcoin, how volatile it is compared to Bitcoin, and whether it has actually proven itself the previous cycles and whether it can actually survive in the upcoming cycle. So we just identify those opportunities. For that, let's go back to Bitcoin for a second because every single thing that I'm going to say about those altcoins is actually based on uh, Bitcoin and the assumptions that Bitcoin has another major downside move according to my own strategy, according to my own analysis. As you know from previous live streams, my base case is that Bitcoin is going to go to between 52 to 46k, 48 to 46. As you can see, point D over here. That's where I expect the bottom. Maybe 48 with a panic week down to 44, 46, something like this. So based on that, I'm deciding what altcoins and when I'm going to buy. We're currently looking at a market that has been already in a prolonged, bear phase. Since the top we had over here, we've already been running for a few months, and altcoins have been really down. A lot of them have dropped more than 50%. So I'm basing everything. My base case is that Bitcoin will be down to 50k towards the end of this year. This is what I expect, 50k. Whether that's going to be October or November, I can't tell you exactly, but I expect to see another leg down of to the upper 40s or like low 50s, 52 to 48. Of course, I could be wrong. As somebody just asked in the comments, can the bottom be already in? Absolutely. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I personally give that a low probability. I don't think the bottom is in. If Bitcoin has bottomed in, and I don't see that, obviously a lot of the altcoins will stay expensive, and we might miss the opportunity to buy them. But I honestly think that we still have another leg down, a major capitulation ahead of us. And I would rather miss an entry for an altcoin rather than, a bit afraid of missing the market. So if we miss that, let it go. But I'll tell you the best strategy that I've already applied myself. And I'm already applying. If you're on my Discord, you see that I'm buying some altcoins, and I'm still waiting for others, which I'm going to explain. Which I think three or four that are on my watch list, and I'm waiting to buy them. We'll talk about those shortly. So yeah, if Bitcoin eventually confirms the bottom, then another confirmation that I'm watching. Let's say if we say the bottom is in, the next targets that I'm watching is Bitcoin reclaiming the level over here. That's the 7780k area. If we go above that, this is the first sign that I can talk about bull market coming back. That would be my first sign, and that the bottom is in. My second sign would be reclaiming the 50-week moving average over here around 82. If we go above that, that's my second sign telling me, okay, bottom is in, you've missed it. Now we're gonna go higher for the next 3 years. These are the two signs which are gonna tell me, okay, I've gone wrong, expecting a bottom at 50k. It's not coming. We are now moving higher. This is what's gonna tell me that we've missed the bottom. If Bitcoin starts reclaiming those levels and market structure confirms that the bear market is finished, then this will turn into a different environment. Until then, I'm still preparing for my thesis that we're going to have another leg down coming over the next few months, potentially October, up to here, before we actually start moving higher. Until I see, as I said, reclaiming this level and the moving average, I'm still preparing for another leg down, which, in my opinion, would be the final capitulation, where everyone would say, oh, crypto is dead. Let's leave that. And this is where the best opportunities are. Hi, Sarah, the mother of gold. Oh la la, thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. Been gone, but I'm back. Well, I'm very happy to have you back. Thank you for your dedication. I would love a deep dive on ICP. Oh, with this donation, you want me to talk about ICP? Off, off, off. Okay, I'll give you a deep dive on. To be honest, to be very short, I don't like ICP. I don't like it. Please don't take your donation back. There is a good side to it as well, the strong community. We'll talk about ICP shortly. Please just remind me, I'll keep that in mind. What do you think about Bitcoin will go into 2028? When the halving happens, 2028, I personally see Bitcoin sitting at around 180k in 2028. This is what I see for Bitcoin over there. Johnny, hello, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for answering, Sarah, the Sarah, Golden Queen. Back to Goldie tomorrow. ICP is highly inflationary. Yeah, we're going to talk about ICP as well. Uh, let's start with Ethereum first. I think Ethereum deserves attention first. Ethereum. Ethereum is one of the easiest coins to analyze because it already has been around for multiple cycles. It has a history. And we've noticed that during major drops of Bitcoin around, let's say, 50%, Ethereum has dropped around 65%. Almost moves the same at the same magnitude as Bitcoin. Obviously, a little bit higher, but not as the other altcoins. We've seen that behavior in similar corrections, even in recent corrections. So let's say if from here I assume Bitcoin is going to drop another, how much? Let's say price range from here to, let's say, 50. If it moves down, let's say another, well, let's keep the best case scenario of like 52. So let's say another 15 to 17% towards the 50k target. This means we're going to see a decline in Ethereum of around 20%. And that puts it, if we have another 20% drop from here for Ethereum, that would put it from here, 20%. That would put Ethereum around 1,500 over here. $1,500 for one Ethereum. And this is important. I'm not saying that 1,500 will definitely come, but or I'm definitely telling you when it hits 1,500, you should put all your savings into that. No, no, no. I'm just telling you that I would consider that more of a fair value area. If Ethereum gets below 1,500, for example, 1,400 or lower, this is where I would become much more interested because at that point, Ethereum is really cheap relative to Bitcoin. And if you're on my Discord, you already know that I've bought some Ethereum and I'll buy more. Once we have that final capitulation, I'm already in the game with Ethereum, but the target that I'm watching in is 1,500 or even lower to start putting more money into Ethereum. If it doesn't reach, it doesn't mean that, I have to buy it at all cost. I can simply buy Bitcoin instead. But I have already bought some Ethereum around this area, and I'm waiting for another 20% discount to buy more. But definitely, I think Ethereum is worth holding. The next project is Solana that I need to mention. If you're in my Discord, you already know that I have been accumulating Solana, and I think this is one of the projects that I think is worth investing into. And compared to Ethereum, Solana is obviously a little bit more volatile. So if Bitcoin drops another 15 to 20%, let's say, we could 15 to 17%, we can expect Solana to drop by, let's say, 25% decline. And that would put Solana at around like $50 per coin. No, it would put it around 60, I expect. Let's check it as a number from here. Should put Solana at around $60. From here down another 25%. That should put Solana at around, yep, $60, 58.60. And this is what I'm also waiting for. Solana at 60. Below 60, that's definitely a must. If Solana gets to the low 60s or 50s, I'm definitely buying more. And I already have, by the way, pending orders for Solana at 60. But if it comes below 60, because I have a very high conviction in Solana, you can see by yourself pretty much 70% of the projects in the space are based or built on Ethereum and Solana. And Solana is much cheaper and much faster than Ethereum. So this is my first bet for an altcoin that I have very strong conviction into. So if we have this final capitulation into Bitcoin, this is the area where I would expect Solana to drop to. And this is the area where I would be really buying Solana. I have already bought in the 60s and in the low 70s. And now I'm waiting for another push down to buy more Solana. This is my favorite. I think Solana is really worth it. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna go through the comments now shortly. The other one that I'm very interested in, and it's on my watch list for now, is Zcash. Zcash, a very interesting chart, very interesting performance, very interesting coin. It's very difficult to analyze because it has experienced recently an enormous rally compared to, Bitcoin since October when we had the peak for Bitcoin. Since then, as you can see, had very interesting performance, just moving upside. So it's very difficult to compare it because Bitcoin lost 50% of its value, but Zcash is kind of moving up. It has moved much more aggressively than Bitcoin, and it has moved, multiple times larger. But we've also seen, if we go to the weekly, we've also seen very big capitulation candles, as you can see here. As you can see here, it moved up aggressively, but we already saw daily candles that are pretty aggressive to the downside. So for me, an interesting area for Zcash is around the $200. If we have another capitulation like that, where it drops from like 700 down to 200, this is what I consider as an interesting area to buy. Could Zcash fall dramatically again? For sure. We've already seen it happening once. We've already seen it happening twice. We've already seen it happening for a third time. And if we get one more capitulation event like this down to the $200 area, I would definitely be interested to buy some Zcash. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm monitoring here. This is what I'm waiting for. Definitely, I think it's worth having Zcash because it's in the, as you can see, privacy area, zero knowledge. I personally think in the upcoming cycle, I've said that many times, privacy coins would really be very valuable because all these big companies, corporations, um, all the big players in the space, they want to move billions here and there. And now everything is visible on the blockchain. All these big players, they don't want wallets to be tracked. They don't want visibility in that sense. So as we have more adoption for crypto, more pension funds, more corporations, just big players, we need more privacy. And this is where the privacy coins really come into the picture. So this is what I'm waiting for Zcash, but definitely on my list. And very similar to that is Monero, another privacy coin that also had very good performance. As you can see, the chart so bullish with distinctive, drops, and that's what I'm waiting for next. Another drop like this. It's in a consistent uptrend for now since 2024. It's only moving up. If we have the final capitulation into Bitcoin, then I could hopefully grab some Monero as well. That's on my list. Again, privacy. Obviously, you don't need to have two or three privacy. You can choose only one privacy coin. You don't have to have all of them. Whatever you have the most conviction in. You could see how I research projects on Discord. There is a research guide. Read through it. Go through all the checkpoints, the checklist. Apply that on all uh, privacy projects that you're interested in and decide which one you feel more comfortable with. I might add both of those to my portfolio. To be honest, it depends which one would get cheaper enough for me to buy first. Then we've got Hyperliquid, the project that is the biggest miss in my life. I've been telling you that I watched this project since the very start when it was only $10. And I watched it go to 70 being sidelined, but that's okay. There are projects like this and it happens. Similar to Monero, Zcash, it has also outperformed Bitcoin. As you can see, since Bitcoin reached the top and it crashed, Hyperliquid has only moved up. As you can see here from October, only uptrend and amazing performance. It has moved much faster than Bitcoin and it has moved several times as much as Bitcoin to the upside. And now I think it's a bit expensive for us to buy still. We don't want to chase it. A realistic target, we wanted to drop back to at least $40 or 20, $30 to $40 range. This is where I would start buying. The only thing that I see now, unfortunately, is this area that you see over here. The previous 50 area is now acting as support here for this project. You see that it dropped here and now it found support and started moving up around this area, which was previous resistance. Now it's becoming a support, but that's okay. If it doesn't drop below 50, we're just not gonna have it in our portfolio. We're gonna find something else. It's just a little bit too expensive at this stage. We need it cheaper, but definitely worth having Hyperliquid on your watch list. It's a perpetual future spot trading, perpetual DEX platform. All of these are competing with all the exchanges, and they're generating much more volume, offering much more leverage. Really, I think perpetual DEX's platforms are very optimistic and with a lot of potential for the future. Hyperliquid. Then coming to my favorite, which you all know about, SUI. I have already been accumulating SUI because for me, looking at the chart, that's cheap area. Already cheap for me. In the previous cycle, I accumulated SUI at exactly the same price over here. From 40 to 80 cents was my accumulation range. Now we're again into that area, and I've already started accumulating. I already grabbed some, so I'm waiting for Bitcoin's final capitulation, and hopefully at that capitulation I can have SUI dropping to maybe 40 cents or 50 cents. If it drops there, of course, amazing price, and I'm gonna buy more. Team is working very hard. They're adding privacy layer to all of that, so definitely a project that you should consider to hold. One of my strongest conviction is in Sui and Solana. These two. You know about the team as well. Mr. Labs, they're the previous engineering teams that worked for Facebook and Apple. So the team really knows what they're doing. And at this price, Sui is extremely cheap. Knowing that I bought at 40 cents and I sold at $5, we made very good profits with Sui. So I'm expecting to see the same kind of performance in the upcoming cycle again. Keep that on your watch list, and in my opinion, Sui is good to start adding from now. Very good to start adding from now. Now let's move to the AI projects. And since we have a request for ICP, let's start with ICP. Honestly, ICP, the reason why I don't like it, see, as technology, it's probably great. We're not gonna argue about the technology because it's great. But why I don't like that is because, first of all, uh, it doesn't have max supply. So it's a little bit um, inflationary. No max supply, although everything is in circulation from the total supply, which is great. The second reason why I don't like that is because the adoption is a little bit slow. Great idea, great technology. Adoption has been slow, and as a project to buy, why I don't like it is because at the release of this project, see, it got released at $225. Now it's sitting at $2. It literally lost all of its value in no time, literally in months. Why? Because of insiders. The team dumped on everyone at the start. So once you lose trust in a project, it's very difficult to regain that back. Very difficult to gain the trust of the people who invested. If you sold on them at the very start, it's kind of very disappointing. I don't know if you would agree with me on this, but this is what happened. There was insider trading. Insiders trading, people who, the team who dumped on literally everybody. Mm. But I still think all the projects that have good communities, I know there are a lot of people who hold ICP still and who believe in it. Great community because it's a project with history. These projects still have the capability to perform well. Obviously depends on where you bought it. If you bought it at $200, I don't think it's gonna go back there. That's my honest opinion. I don't think we ever gonna see ICP back to $200. From $2, can it reach $5? Yes, sure. Can it reach 10? Mm, that's a bit difficult, but possibly. We can see that in 2024 it reached 20. So it could still, perform well, could still give us $10, could still give us potentially $15. Why? Because it still has the community behind it. It still has the good technology, even though adoption is a little bit slow. But definitely it's not going to go back to the all-time high of 200. There is no way it will go back there. Even if we have the best altcoin season, it can't go there. Can it surpass this high here of 20? Yes, It can, if we have, very good conditions for the altcoins, it definitely can. But I wouldn't expect it. Depends on your buy price, where you bought it. But generally, it's a good project with good technology, good idea. All the listings are there, good community. I just don't like it because of how the chart looks like, how it went from the start. And if I were to choose an AI project, I would definitely focus more, for example, on Tao. And this is where what I did today. I bought Tao. I added Tao to my portfolio. It will never go back to all-time high because that means 7 billion market cap. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Um, Very high market cap. And I don't think there is any chance it would happen. And again, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Sorry, what do you think about artificial superintelligence aliens? Do you mean FET? I think that's FET, right? Definitely a good one. I do like FET, but if I were to choose, can you check it? Yeah, you talk about FET. It did rebranding. I do like FET, and I still think it has a potential. Back in 2024, it did extremely well, and I still think it has the potential to do well, at least to $1 at some point. Good project, good listings. I only didn't like the fact that they decided to rebrand, but they did collaboration with other projects, so that's good. I like FET, but if you're asking me about AI projects, as I said, I like Tao better and potentially Render. Let's sell on Portal. FET is good but high risk. High risk, yes. High risk because it's a smaller capitalization. But I think Tao, Near, and Render might be better choices. I like Tao and I just bought Tao today. The first AI coin that I really like. Why? Because it was fair launch, no insiders, that much. Relatively young project. The chart looks good still. And for me, Tao below $200 is very attractive, given that it's been sitting at around $800 last year. Now sitting at $200. I think it's relatively cheap. So today I made my first buy on Tao, and the alert is on Discord. If it drops below 100 and drops to 170, 150, I'm going to add more because as you can see, Tao has now somehow established a bottom over here. How many times we're hovering around this area? Do we have a circle here? Where is the circle? I don't know where is the circle, but I'm going to draw a rectangle. So one time, two times, three times, four times, now fifth time we touch that. So around 170, 150 area for me, Tau is a good buy. So I already bought today. If it drops lower to 170 or 150, I'm going to add much more as well. That's my long-term buy area for Tau. Anything in that zone is amazing. And if Bitcoin capitulates more, I expect Tau to pull back to $150 potentially. And this is where I would add more. Tau, as I said, I also like Render as an AI potentially. What about Ethereum, dear? We talked about Ethereum at the start. You can watch the replay. Ethereum is a good buy. Monero is better. Yeah, I like both, but you're right. I like both Zcash and Monero. My girl, Sarah. Yes. Zcash token all on. Centralized exchange. Do you think we should start DCA in Bitcoin and wait for the dip? Yes, you should start DCAing on Bitcoin for sure. Bitcoin at 63 is a good buy. Buy at 63 depends on, like, you need to have a strategy in place. Let's say I myself, just for the sake of the example, I'm planning to put, let's say, $50,000 in Bitcoin. I would put, let's say, 15,000 or 20,000 right now at 63K. If Bitcoin drops to 58K, I'm going to put another 7,000. If it drops to 50K, another 10,000. If it drops below 50K, then I would buy more and more. So keep DCing. Have a plan how much you want to invest in total and split that either into price targets, into regions, in just some kind of a way or structure to follow. Hope you're good. I'm very good, thank you. Sarah, I love you. Only I love you. Thanks, guys. Where do you buy? You can literally buy on any exchange. You can buy on, depends on your location. Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, Mexi, KuCoin. If you're a beginner, stick to the tier one exchanges, which are Binance, uh, Coinbase, Kraken. Stick to those. XRP. Can buy Bitwork? For sure, yes. XRP is another good project. I only don't mention it because I am not planning to buy it. But definitely, if you're thinking which project to buy, it's worth adding some XRP as well. It's worth adding. Just because I already have Solana, I stick to Solana. You don't need, and that's the next thing I want to say. Thanks for reminding me. You don't need 20 projects. You don't need 15 altcoins. It gets difficult to track. You need to DCA a lot. You need a lot of money. Choose 5 to, let's say, maximum 6, 7 altcoins. Choose Bitcoin, choose Ethereum, choose another 3 to 4 altcoins. One in AI sector, one in privacy, one layer 1, one real world assets, whatever you have conviction in. Choose 4 to 5 altcoins and start building on those. Keep money also for swing trades, for projects with smaller market caps, so you make money with those and you rotate back into solid altcoins, like what I did today. Let me show you. Today I sold asset. This was a project that I bought. I bought down here. First purchase was at around 11 cents. Now I'm selling up here. I made around 3x with a little bit less than 3x with asset. So I sold that because it's obviously very small market cap, risky project. I swing traded that for a couple of weeks and today I bought Tao. I sold that, I bought Tao. So make a strategy where you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum as a must. Then you choose one solid layer one, whether that's going to be XRP, whether that's going to be BNB, Tron, Solana, any of those good projects. Choose one, stick to it, and then choose some other narrative to add 3 4 altcoins into, and then have some capital to swing trade riskier projects, and then get more money and put that into either Ethereum, either Bitcoin, or some other solid altcoins. So you don't need every coin. You don't need you don't have to want every coin. Just choose, 5 coins, wait for them to capitulate, and that's enough. One or two strong blue chips, one or two AI projects, one project in privacy, one real world asset, and that's it. You just want enough exposure. You don't want like 50 different altcoins. You're not going to be able to manage that. You find yourself struggling. So That's what is my strategy. XRP, drink water. Okay, sir. I'm drinking. Thank you for the gifts. Are you a holder of XRP? Nope. Near. I do like near, yes. XRP. XRP near is good, yep. Thank you for the gifts. Chart Tao is good. Yep. What about virtual? I used to have virtual in my watch list, and I still think virtual is a good one with potential. I do like it. I just don't like this Burj Khalifa type of chart here. It had a very good pump and then very quick dump as well. But it definitely has potential. I would still choose maybe a little bit more Tau compared to virtual. But virtual is good for upside opportunities, meaning you could buy some virtual and you would make quick profits and then sell virtual. Don't hold it forever. In my opinion, it's not a project to hold forever or longer term like Tau. You could flip it for some quick gains, I think. XRP. But it's good as a project, yes. It has the agent payments protocol. Team is working. It's just smaller capitalization, so it's going to fluctuate more in terms of price. XRP, Ripple XRP, Exit Zone, Real World Assets. Hi, Sarah. With new Robinhood chain, Uniswap, Morphos, IRP. Yep, these are all good. Magnets are worth investing in. Magnets. Okay. Interesting. What is your price on ICP, by the way? When did you buy that? So, in a nutshell, what I'm going to do and what you should all do, create a watch list with projects that you're interested in. Wait, choose what is cheap. For example, as I said, SUI is cheap to me. I've already started buying SUI. For other projects like Hyperliquid, I'm interested, but I'm still waiting for Bitcoin's final capitulation. So make your list, uh, analyze your projects, analyze what is cheap based on previous performance. Uh, then, if not cheap, wait for final capitulation. DCA, prepare a plan on how to DCA because best opportunities in crypto don't usually come from, time where everything looks bullish. Um, the best opportunities come when everyone is telling you the market is dead, crypto is no longer a thing, it's going to die, and then never gonna recover. So that's when you want to be prepared. You want to have your shopping list ready before that phase comes. So when that phase comes, you are ready. When the market finally gives that insane red candle where everyone panics, sells everything, this is where you should be sitting on the other side and buying as much as you can. uh, Not asking what should I buy. No, you should already know the levels. You should already know what you're waiting for. You should already know the coins or the projects. You should know what you are waiting for. That's all you need, really. I'm also watching Pepe. Pepe is the best meme coin, by the way. If you want a meme coin, bet on Pepe. I think Pepe is the one with most potential compared to everything else. Potentially Dogecoin as well. Even Pepe's chart looked the best compared to everything else. I do have some Doge, just because I'm hoping that uh, Elon Musk would do something at some point. Doge and Pepe, I think, are the best memes. Where is Omar, Sarah? Uh, where is Omar? He is here. He's here. He's probably resting. I don't know. You guys missing him? He should be around somewhere. We might see him tomorrow. We might see him tomorrow. What about Pancake? I'm stuck from 44. Pancake swap. You mean this one? You're stuck at 40. Oh, you're stuck at 44. Ah, that's very painful. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Stuck at 44. I hope not a big amount. Not a big amount. I can tell you from now, I think you've lost that money. I think you've lost that money. I think you have lost that money, unfortunately. Oof. H bar. H bar is a good one. What do you think investing in leaders is a good idea? The category here. Leaders. I think the best category to invest into here is the one that says made in the USA. What is the best coin to hold? Bitcoin. Bitcoin. That's the best you can hold. Really. That's the best you can hold. Bitcoin and Solana is the way forward for me. Okay, cool. I think if there are no more questions, we're gonna keep it short and sweet, and I'll see you again throughout the week for more updates, for more analysis, and see how we go. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your donations. Thanks for your support. I hope you have a great week ahead, and we'll catch up again soon. Thank you. Your homework is to prepare your shopping list, okay? And be ready. Do your analysis. See you soon. Bye bye.